Alright, welcome back guys, it's Jeremy with Care Services and Belamo Tutorials. Today we're going to start with the while loop. And when working with loops, you're doing a decision. It's a true or false thing. You're saying, while something is true, do this. Else if it's false, do this. Or do, end in most cases. But loops come in handy when you have multiple or repetitory things going on, like you want to calculate sales for the week. So you go through each day and you're calculating. So you'd have like a for loop. The while loop is they've got one to do while, and I think just doing a while loop in general is just probably the most you'll see. And a for loop, and we'll go over the for loop next, but let's get started with doing the while. What I've done is I've concocted a little bit of a recipe here for a while loop, basically saying something to design a while loop that asks if it's the weekend. It needs to loop through typo right there. It needs to loop through the week until it reaches the weekend and then displays a message. So you can do this one of two ways. What I've done is built a simple while loop that we're going to go through starting on a Monday and go through. If the although this is probably not the best example, I want you to kind of understand what's going to happen. The logic here is the ceteris paribus. All things remain constant. We're looking at this as each time this displays, it's on a Monday. So without anything being different, so that you can understand that on a Monday someone's going to hit this program and they're going to ask if it's the weekend. So let's go down and we will look at the actual flowchart. Here we go with the loop. We're going to set everything up. Up here you've got your beginning of your program and everything else. But as you come down to your loops, you're going to be doing something which you're going to be counting. So as long as when you're in your while, as long as this something is true, we're going to continue looping. Once it becomes false, we're going to end the loop. So in order for something to be true, it's got to have some kind of setup, right? So you'll see a lot of people use counter, and when we get into the for loop, you'll see that as well. But here, I'm going to set day. When I set day equal to 1, and then I come down into my loop, I'm using a while loop while day is less than or equal to 5. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to go ahead and set up the parameter, set up the initialized day, that today is 1. So today is Monday. When they enter into the loop, it's going to be while day, which is 1, is less than or equal to 5, display sorry, not the weekend yet. And then it sets day here, so all we're doing is we're going to be adding here. We're setting day now equal to day plus 1. So now when this comes back up here, day is now 2. So let's see. When this goes through and you're actually running your little loop, now we're sorry, not the weekend yet. So it comes back up in loops. Now we're going through again. We're going to 2. Sorry, not the weekend yet. Does one more go around? Nope, not the weekend. It's 4th. It's 5th. Now, on the 5th one here, while day is less than or equal to 5. And it did. But now it's coming back through for day 6, because now this adds into day 6. And it comes through and says while day is less than or equal to 5, since it's day 6, it's going to prove false. So now we have, yay, it's the weekend, time to party. So this is a very, very fast walkthrough. So we can kind of bring it in a little bit and maybe look at it here. When you count, if I was using a counter instead of day, it would be set counter equal to 1 or to 0 or to whatever the starting number is that you want. So you want to start your numbers here. So if I want to start on 0, meaning that it's Sunday, it's not over yet, I could do a whole another statement here. But we're setting our value to start at 1, which would be Monday in our little case study here. When they come into the while, now we've got to set up our while statement. And in the while statement, we are going to display day. Or, sorry, not the weekend yet, if it's true. If it's false, we're going to say, yeah, it's the weekend. So if up here, if we said enter a day of the week, numbered 1 through 5, and they entered 5, it would come down here and it'd be, or 1 through 7, we'll do that. And they enter 6, it's going to say while day is less than or equal to 5, and 6 would be false, so it would automatically end. Same thing with 7. But being that it's less than 5 or equal to 5, then it will cycle through until that number comes to 6 or higher, and it will false, and it will show false, and then it'll basically run out. The while loop will stop. The set day here, I know a couple people were asking about this, and when you set your day here, you set it, you're looking at it as a constant, but it's not. You're just initializing your value, and then anything lower you can change, right? So up here we've got our declaration of day, we've got our any other things going on up here. So all this in the upper part of our program is already done. We're just looking at the while loop. So here we set day equal to 1, and then when we come through and we here, all we are doing is changing the value of day. So when it comes to here, day, which is 1, is now coming through here, and we're setting day equal to day plus 1. So day, which equals 1 right now according to what this statement is, plus 1 equals 2. So now we come through and say day 2. No, it's not right. So day 2 plus 1 equals 3. So it comes back up here and goes through like that. So very quick, very easy. I know I rambled a little bit here. Hopefully this all made sense for you. Why we initialize the variable day here equal to 1, and why we would use it as a counter here, and how the counter works. And that way, I know some people explain it really fast, some people don't explain it at all. Sometimes you just look at it and say, what the crap is going on? But hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. I mean, there's times when, we might need to spend a little bit more on something than others do, and the teacher won't do it, or you just don't find what you need. Hopefully I can help that. Hopefully I did help that. Hopefully you learned something. And we're going to go right now and jump right into the for loop and get that tweaked out. Alright, comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.